Can I make a 5-star meal with just $10? I'm a chef currently living in Australia, and I'm going to prove it. So I've got about $10 in my bank account, and I'm going to see what that can get me in Australia in order to make the most tastiest gourmet 5-star meal I can. Personally, when I think of 5-star meal, I think steak. Really nice, succulent, well-made steak with a good side. So we're going to see what we can find. So, just come back from the shop and I've got the stuff. I went for a on offer reduced steak. It goes out of date today. And this right here was $8. So quite a hefty amount on the budget, but we're gonna make it really nice. And with the rest of the budget, I got whole potato, which you may think is pretty boring, but you can do a lot of things with potato and you're gonna see what I'm gonna do with it. Now, obviously, it goes without saying, if I went to a local market or I went to a local store, especially here in Australia where the produce is so cheap and so nice, I would have got a lot more things for $10, particularly with a steak. But I didn't have time. There's a shop right there. I wanted to make it as realistic as possible because I know a lot of people go to supermarkets. But just to give you a general idea of what you can get for $10, which is, I remind you, about £5 in UK pounds. You're getting a steak and this, and yeah, any boring old guy would look at this and sort of just cook it in the pan, but we're going to make it gourmet style. I'm going to use my chef skills. I'm going to make it really nice. Let's do it. So the first part of the prep, you want to take the steak out of its packet and get it to room temperature and just let it sit on a plate for a while. But before you do that, you want to drizzle it with a bit of olive oil on both sides and really rub that in, and then some salt. You want to get all sides with the salt. You want every single bit of the steak to have flavour, so you want to do this little trick here, and then once that's done, pop the kettle on. But we're not making tea this time, we are prepping tomatoes. So right now, if you haven't got a potato peeler like me, just use a really sharp knife and peel off all that skin, and make sure you keep it, don't dump it. You want to keep all this skin because this is healthy stuff from the ground and we can use it. You want to put all of it on a pair of chucks. Ideally you want to sandwich it so it gets rid of all that moisture because of the potato being a very moist vegetable. And now you're chopping up all your potatoes into little bits. So now that the prep's done, let's speed run the rest of the cooking of this meal. So to these boiling potatoes, you want to add a forkful of butter, and be generous because the butter has a ton of flavour. You want that creaminess in there, you want that flavour, you want the saltiness, and you also want to add some milk to add some cream in there, and then generous seasoning of salt. So as I said before, this is a Australia-based challenge, and in Australia they have some of the best produce in the world that I've ever seen. We've got a lemon tree on the outside, and we've also got a rosemary tree. So I'm going to be taking some of these for the next step. This extra step is completely unneeded, but if you've got the resources for it, I would highly recommend it to make it that extra 5-star. You could use that butter, beef, garlic and rosemary sort of mixture residue to make some sort of gravy or stew. But I'm just going to add it to the pot of the oil, which I'm going to make the fries right now.
Stuck inside these four walls.
I mean, wow, like pretty wow. It's probably the best thing I've ever made at home. It's probably the first thing I've ever made that's restaurant style for myself. I mean, just look at this. And the fact that this is under $10, which also means it's under £5 and $6 is unbelievable. And the fact that people can't do this, but they'll quite happily spend double that on McDonald's, Burger King / Hungry Jack's, Subway. I know people don't have chef skills, and I'm not saying that I'm so advanced that, you know, I could make this with my eyes closed. You just got to be a bit creative. You know, a potato has provided me with some fries and a big portion of mash, and then the steak. These are the type of things we should be eating, and I honestly can't believe I've made this. I would pay a solid $20 at the least $20 on this. It's cost me half. So I'm just trying to block the beautiful Australian sun. I can't wait to dig in. Let's do it.
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright.
Honestly, call me biased, but this is pretty good. The steak is really tender. You can really taste the butter and the garlic on it, of course, because I drenched it in it. Oh, so I am post meal by quite a few hours. I apologise, but in the last clip, I got pretty lost in my meal and I decided I wanted to enjoy it while it was hot. So I'm here to give you a proper outro. Thank you so much if you're watching this far. It means you've watched the whole video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what you want me to do next. If you're new, I do travel and food now videos mainly from a family back at home, back in England, and I've sort of adopted a new editing style. So let's see how it goes. Like and subscribe if you can, that'd be great. And thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.